Hey, you guys, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Liz. We've been having a hard time counting in today for this episode. This is the Besties in the Books podcast, by the way. Hi.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
We made it. So today we're going to have a completely spoiler-free episode.
Yeah.
We've kind of started a tradition here where we are making sure to make the most of these holidays that we have. Listen, if we're going to have a crazy, random, over-commercialized holiday every 5 minutes, then we are going to at least have fun with it. How about that?
Honestly, I've always been very like, Valentine's Day, whatever. Stupid. I know. And, in my old age, I'm kind of like, F it, whatever. Let's wear some pink. Let's have some fun with it. Why not?
Why not?
Life is too short.
Yeah, exactly. Life is too short. Why be a Scrooge? I've always loved Valentine's Day. When I lived alone, I had a very vintage 1950s looking kitchen, so all my stuff was pastels. And it was the one time of year where I could very easily find pastel pink and teal green decor. And so for that reason, I've always had a special place in my heart for Valentine's Day.
That's nice.
Yeah. Now I just like it. What's not to like? Candy, good.
I don't care about candy. So
I do. Cake, good.
I don't like cake. So this is where we find out Ashley's deep-seated trauma with Valentine's Day. It's because it's a sugar holiday that I don't like.
I love all of it. So
that's good. I'm happy for you. Live your best Valentine's Day life.
I will. I'll report back next time on what my husband does for Valentine's Day. We'll see. It's during fishing season, so it's always we'll see what happens. So we're doing an Am I the A-Hole episode today, all about, it's Valentine's Day and romance books. So the romancy holiday.
We're marrying the two, if you will. We're having a little bit of a relationship.
Yeah.
A little fun time.
We're just going to stick with that theme because why not?
Love themes. Love boat.
So, I mean, I feel like the holiday Am I the A-Holes are always just kind of next level status. And so I feel like, we found a few good ones. Hopefully you guys find them amusing. We love being able to post them, have you guys vote on them. Sometimes they can be quite polarizing. We've found that sometimes people really get passionate about them.
Our Thanksgiving episode, hello?
Yeah, that was crazy for sure. So before we get into these Am I the A-Hole Valentine's Day / romance book scenarios, we just want to say thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, seriously, guys. Thank you so much for being here on this fine Tuesday or whenever you're able to pop us in your little ear right there. And make sure to follow, like, and subscribe anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts, including YouTube. And like Liz mentioned, if you want to vote on these polls, if you want to see little real snippets, quick fire stuff, you can head over to Instagram and TikTok at Besties in the Books Podcast, where you can throw in your hat too. Or if you're on the YouTube video, you can comment along with us. I love to see those too, especially when there's no context and I'm just reading the comments and it's that person's such an a-hole. And I'm like, which one? What's happening? I love it. It's great. It's like a little treat throughout my day. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. And we're excited. Let us know if we should do some St. Patty's Day, some Easter ones. Who knows?
Easter.
Flag Day. Imagine
Easter
if there's
might
a
be
bunch
tricky.
of Flag Day, am I an a-hole? Or Flag Day smut books. I don't even know what Flag Day is.
For everything. I don't even know what Flag Day is either. Is that the day the flag was made?
Born? I don't know. Or is it a day of celebration of all flags? Everywhere.
I would like to think that the
thing.
United States was magnanimous enough to have it be an international flag day where we just celebrate everyone's flag, but I can't see that being true.
No, I feel like Flag Day might be a day for all, a day of the world. The world celebrates Flag Day.
It's do you watch The Big Bang Theory? For some reason, I don't know this about you. Do you watch that show?
No, I've seen a few episodes here and there, but I couldn't really get fully invested.
So two of the characters basically have a podcast or a show called Fun with Flags, and all they do is just talk about a different flag every time.
The way everybody wants us just to be a printer podcast, I don't put it past them.
Yeah,
and they probably are really successful.
We could be printers full time and then just a flag every once in a while. Just talk about that. Whatever. Yeah. So anyways, if you want a Flag Day, Am I the A-Hole episode, let us know.
Circling back.
We'll
Circling back.
We'll do our best. Oh man, how did we even get here?
Oh, well, I'm gonna let them know. Definitely make sure to follow, subscribe, because next week we're gonna bring to you Valentine's, very cringy Valentines, because we're kind of keeping with that theme as long as we can for the holidays.
It's fun.
It's so fun, and we found some good ones, and we found some really bad ones, and it's great. It's a great time. So maybe you find some recommendations. We're always doing novellas, so little 100-page or so books to treat you guys too with some of the context involved.
Yeah, it's an adventure.
It's an adventure. So stay tuned for that. That's coming next week. So 2 weeks of love for you.
2 weeks of love. Yeah, 2 weeks of eating candies. I used to, when I was single, I would always make sure to go down to Target and buy myself one of the heart boxes of candies.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a good time. Not in like a sad way, but just in like a fun, I like to eat candy kind of way.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Whatever.
You know what I did one year? And this was actually when I was married. I am still married. That sounded weird. During the time that I've been married, I did this a couple years ago because, as you guys know, my husband is an avid fisherman, and lots of times during January, February, March, it's very hit or miss on how much he's available. So on Valentine's Day a couple years ago, I booked myself a massage, and then I went to go see Titanic for its like 20th anniversary or whatever in the movie theater by myself, and it was such a nice day.
Nice.
Like, it was just so chill, and I knew that like my husband would never want to see Titanic in the theater. Like, he doesn't want to sit there for 3 hours watching a movie he's already seen, Yeah. But I loved it. It was like me and one guy. It was like one other person.
Yeah. It's like Valentine's for yourself. Like, treat yourself.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Valentine's Day could be whatever you want it to be. Like, love whoever you want. Show love to yourself. Whoever.
Yeah.
Dude.
Whoever.
Do it. Truly. Embrace it. Don't be a Scrooge like me. Go on this journey with me of unscrooging myself out of Valentine's Day. That sounds strange, but let's go with it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on that journey with you. I'll take that journey with you.
Yeah. Help me embrace it.
So, but here's the thing. Okay, so we're going to do a Faves and Fails bookish edition. We are going to be Scrooges about some stuff.
Yeah, speaking of, let's reel it back and Scrooge ourselves again. Okay?
Because we feel like these things need to be talked about, and it needs to be said.
Can we talk about ACOTAR 10-year anniversary edition, special edition, and the fail that it is? Raise your hand here if you've been personally victimized by the ACOTAR special edition release. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Liz,
it's really
for
bad.
The people that don't know, it's really bad, first of all. But Liz, first of all, fill the people in that don't know the ACOTAR 10-year anniversary edition lore.
It's just the same as the regular, but it's black.
Yeah. That's
it. Enjoy.
It. No different font, no different little cool artwork things, just black.
No
and
glitter,
grayscale.
No character art, no special little slidey in case thingy like they have on the other limited edition that I have. Literally nothing. It's just 5 books of like, if you have the box set of ACOTAR, the paperbacks.
Yeah.
It's the freaking same, but it's black.
And the hardcover. I have the hardcovers. Let's take.
I do too, but I put special covers on, so I don't remember what they look like.
Oh, hang on. So you got this book, right here. I would actually dare to say it's cooler. It's got the orange that pops out. You got that. That's a Quicksilver Flames right there. So do that, but make it black and gray. So same artwork, but it's gray. This is black. They do have a sprayed black edge, but like, come on.
That's it.
We've seen so many cool, for instance. I mean, look at the freaking, this is Inheritance Games. That's like a key, like stenciled edge. You couldn't give us like a stenciled edge at least?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. It's bizarre. What does this even look like on the inside? Okay, it's just
okay. So
black.
It looks like that. It looks like that. Only
when you take off
on the front.
Oh yeah. So hello. That feels like pandering. It feels like money grabby. Like, yes, give us nothing. We love it. No, we don't. We don't. It was sad. Some people love it. If you love it, good for you. We don't.
Good for you. Buy yourself that for Valentine's Day. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's like I have, the special edition, like, or I don't know, like the special covers or whatever that have character art on them that are like black and kind of have those gothy vibes. It's like, if that's what you're looking for, there's so many fun options. And I just don't, because I would have bought myself a third set of ACOTAR. Truly, I would have. That is how invested I am in how this series makes me feel. I wanted to be in my book room. I saw this and I was like, no way. No way. It wasn't even a like, how sometimes you're like, ooh, maybe, ooh, I don't know, like going back and forth. It was an automatic no.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it that even like made me consider possibly buying it. And
it just made us mad. Yeah, it just feels like a slap in the face. There's so many things wrong with it. I don't know how much time we have. Like you couldn't take a risk and try something different than anybody else. Like you couldn't, give us glitter lettering, like something crazy. Oh my gosh, give us something to make us want to buy a third set. Who is this for? That's my question. Because it's not for the collectors, because unless you're just collecting just to collect, it's not different enough.
No.
So is this just for the people that are buying for the first time?
Maybe. And then now they have a different option. I mean,
but
truly,
then,
okay.
But you do that, and then book 6 is supposed to come out like next year. Are they going to come out with a special edition of that? Probably not. Then you're screwed.
I know. Well, because what I was going to say is, like, my aesthetic is definitely a lot less colorful for sure. And so, like, if I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw that they had a box set that was all black and a box set that was, like, the, traditional kind of, like, rainbowy colors, I would have picked the all black set.
Sure.
But then I'm not going to go buy the all color one, too. It would be, like, an either or. Like, I don't need both. Yeah.
And it feels like a 10-year anniversary. It shouldn't be an either or. Unless they announce this is the new one,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think so, though. But yeah,
it's a waste of space.
It's a waste of space. It's a 10-year anniversary for Sarah J. Maas. It's like, no. It's a letdown. For sure. Let's just do both of our bookish fails because we know we want to get these things out, put them on the table, and then we'll do our faves of the week after because we need to talk about it. Okay, so the other thing that's been bothering us this week is the fact that, we are very, very closely approaching the release of Onyx Storm. I'm like, how many days
came out
do we
by
have?
now? No, it's out by now. It's out.
Well, it's out by now, but like when we're filming this, it's like basically like a week away.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep in mind, I pre-ordered the last one. What was it? Iron Flame. Mm-hmm. I pre-ordered the Iron Flame, and it was a complete mess. I got it I pre-ordered it on Amazon. It came super late. I went to Target, was able to get the exact same thing that I had pre-ordered, and had it, I think, completely read by the time I finally got my Amazon copy.
Yeah, I'm sure so many people are shaking their heads right now, like, yes, nodding their heads, I mean. Like, yep, the trauma that was Onyx Storm. No.
Yeah.
No, Iron Flame.
Iron Flame.
They all the
Iron
words
Flame.
blend. Iron Flame. Iron Flame is a mess. Ugh. It was a mess. Trauma. Book trauma.
But it's just like, I hated how hyped it was so hyped, and it was like, you have to make sure to get your hands on one of these, like blah blah blah, it's first edition.
Because it has the black sprayed edges.
Exactly. I have the first edition of Fourth Wing. I want it to go with my collection. I don't even get it on time. I end up gifting that one because I already got one. It's like the whole thing was just annoying to me. And then you guys all know how we felt about Iron Flame. It was a little bit messy. It wasn't a bad book, but it was definitely messy. It wasn't as good as Fourth Wing, in our opinion. You guys can go listen to that if you feel like listening to us talk about that. So here I am thinking, am I going to pre-order Onyx Storm? And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay strong. I'm just going to go pick it up at Target. I'm not going to get caught up in the hoopla because it annoyed me so much last time. And for anyone shouting at me that Amazon messes up pre-orders all the time, they do not mess up my pre-orders all the time. Literally, I pre-order on there all the time. And the only thing they seem to mess up is the Empyrean series. I don't know why. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. Okay, well, FOMO got me. It like, I was telling Ashley the other day, I'm like, FOMO doesn't get me, like, ever. Yeah. Like, I literally don't care what people are doing. I don't care at all. But like, for some reason with this, I'm like, it's probably because we have the podcast. I need to read it. I know I'm going to read it on Kindle though anyway. I don't know. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to begrudgingly pre-order it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to
And I think there's dragons on the sprayed. I think it's stenciled dragons again. So
there are.
That's always in the back of our head. Is it going to sell out? Because the first one eventually sold out, the first edition. So I think that's what's in the back of all of our minds too.
Yeah.
So give yourself a little grace, a little credit, you know?
I mean, I knew better, but I did it anyway. Okay. So I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. Fine. Keep in mind, so I made a rule for myself. I do not pre-order anything outside of the year that it is. So like in 2024, I wasn't pre-ordering anything for 2025 yet. I'm like, slow your roll, keep things under control. Okay. So then as soon as 2025 hit, I was like, all right, I got to get some of my pre-orders in so that I don't forget stuff, you know, because then it's nice because I probably read it on Kindle by the time, you know, like it's coming around anyway, but then it's like a nice little treat. Ooh, I got it in the mail, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, going through, do all my pre-orders, get everything set. And then our good friend Brooke over at Brooke Ends on Instagram posts a thing that's like, hey, just so you know, Amazon is inexplicably canceling people's Onyx Storm pre-orders. And I'm like,
great.
Okay. So I go
Part 2, all over again.
Part 2. I have all my pre-orders are there. Okay, all of them that I have for 2025 so far. Where's Onyx Storm? Nowhere to be seen. It's just gone. Did they email me to tell me that they canceled my order? Did they do anything of the such? No, it's just disappeared. And I'm like,
wild.
This is crazy to me. And so I'm like mad now. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Just go to Target and just pick one up? Like, but what if I don't get one now? Especially now that they have the second one that they just announced is coming out. Which, that's crazy and its whole own problem, I think.
We're releasing a special edition of a book that hasn't even come out yet. It's great. I love it.
Canceling your original pre-orders for the one you wanted. Like, what's going on? I don't understand it. So what I ended up doing, which is what I should have done in the first place, so like, don't be mad at me. I know. But I called my local bookstore, my local indie bookstore. They literally had 8 copies available. I'm like, how do I do that? 8. They had 8 copies available total. So I was able to reserve one. This is of the special edition one.
Yeah.
Truly, now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be the special edition first design or the special edition second design because I have no idea if they even know that. Okay. But either way, I'm going to be able to go pick it up on the 21st when it comes out. It'll be there that day. All is well that ends well, I guess, except for it's like, what is going on with this series? Why is it such a cluster?
It's so weird.
So anyways, that is another bookish fail of the week. Major. It's like, do we just get so famous with like ACOTAR and Empyrean that like we just stop caring about the logistics working out or like being impressive? It's just like we're just gonna stop caring. Yeah,
because it was even Iron Flame was releasing that special edition Fourth Wing, which was just the black sprayed edges too. During that, and that was chaotic too. That like made things even more chaotic. And so here we go again. Are they gonna do something like that again? I don't know. It seems like it.
Weird. We'll see what shows up. We'll see what we get. You know, it's like...
I haven't even looked if my order's fine. I think I did Barnes & Noble's. We'll see.
I think Barnes & Noble is safe. I haven't heard anything bad about Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. And you know, we know other publishing companies don't have this issue. So I don't know what's going on with this series.
But
weird.
Let us know. Did Amazon cancel your Empyrean order? What's going on?
Are you having flashbacks?
Are you having flashbacks to last year when this is going on? I swear if I start reading this book and if Xaden and Violet start fighting in the first 5 minutes of me reading this book, I'm going to throw it in the fire. I don't even have a fire. I'm going to throw it in the fire.
I'm going to make a fire. I'm going to throw it in it. I'm going to start the thing. What is the thing? Start a campfire. Throw it in it. Dude, I can't take it if that's what it is. I'm doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it
because
for you.
I'm curious. We'll talk about that. Well, don't worry. We'll do an Onyx Storm. We'll do an Onyx Shitstorm episode. Let you know how it goes.
That's the thing. It's like we still rated it high, Iron Flame. We still enjoyed it. It was entertaining, but it was a mess. Yeah. So we're just hoping that this is not indicative of
the rest
being a mess.
Well, it's good research because if the next one is bad, then that means the first one is just a fluke. Yeah. Just a fluke. It's just luck because she does come. We haven't read any of her other books, but this is her first take at fantasy. So maybe she accidentally went too hard on the romance, maybe like angsty teenage or drama romance vibes. Oops.
Too hard, too fast.
Too hard, and you know what happened to the girl that went too hard, too fast?
She died.
Of embarrassment.
All right.
Anyways.
So we just had to get that rant out.
Yeah.
For you all to listen to and
just wanted to, yell it at you guys for a second, because I know some people feel the same out there.
Yeah.
What are our faves, though, of the week? Bookish edition. Or not of the week. Just, I don't know, as of late. What's your fave?
My fave is that I finished Quicksilver, and it was literally freaking amazing.
Super good.
Super good 5-star read. You guys hyped it up for a reason. Thank you for that. I switched back and forth between the audiobook and the physical or the ebook because I just was short on time when I was reading it. And the audiobook is probably in, I'd say, like my top 5 audiobooks of all time now.
It was great. Yeah.
It was great. Excellent. And I found out that the guy who voices Kingfisher's voice is also Rhysand in the ACOTAR series of audiobooks and is also Slade in the Plated Prisoner series of audiobooks.
There you
go. This guy. I can't remember his name now off the top of my head, but if you know, you know. So I was talking to a couple of you guys about it, and I'm like, when I do my next full reread of ACOTAR, and when I do a full reread of Plated Prisoner, I'll definitely do audios for sure. So that was like part 1 of my fave. Part 2 of my fave is that I went directly from Quicksilver into Goldfinch, which I've just been dying to read since it dropped, and just haven't had time to sneak it in. And I would be listening to the audio, knowing that information, but it's not available until March.
Yeah.
For Goldfinch. So I was like, I have to just dive in and do it. But when I do a reread, I'll definitely listen to audio. And it is amazingly excellent right off the bat as well. And so I'm thoroughly just, it's like, you get 5 stars, you get 5 stars. That's kind of like where we're at. Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped on that. Yeah. What about you?
Good. My recent book fave as of late shall be as follows. Last night, I drew myself a bath. I have some Lush products that I just got. If you don't know, Lush does 50% off all their holiday and like recent, like Halloween and stuff. The day after Christmas. So Boxing Day sale, they call it. We don't do Boxing Day in America, but I know other places like Canada and stuff do Boxing Day. I don't know what it means. Another holiday. Does it mean you box everything up? I don't know. Does it mean, I used to think as a kid, it meant everybody watches like boxing like Super Bowl. I don't think it's that. So anyway.
We should find that out. Our Canadian do we have Canadian listeners? Please tell us what it means.
What is Boxing Day? Explain it to me like a child. Yeah, they do 50% off. So I got a bunch of stuff and I'm like, ooh, you know what? I'm going to treat yourself and make a little bath. And I put all the fun things in it. And I was the last day reading The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. And I got to read that and just chill. And I did my facial, my little Jan Marini facial. So I did that, and it was just a little me time, and it just felt great. So that's my fave.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. In a time such as these, guys, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
I know. Maybe that's what's going on. We're looking at this all wrong. Listen, I take everything I said back.
About what?
About the Empyrean.
Okay.
Rebecca Yarros knows that this is dark times. So she's releasing it right when we needed her to. And for that...
And then canceling orders. I mean, that's the problem we have with it.
I'm trying to be positive.
Okay, the problem isn't that she's releasing it. The problem is that she's canceling them.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if ever there was a time that we needed a distraction, good or bad.
Oh, okay.
Now's the time. So
great.
So if all we're focused on is the complete disaster of Empyrean Book 3, then hey.
Thanks for giving us something to disassociate with.
Exactly.
Because I was going to do it anyways. I might as well have something to distract myself with.
To talk to you guys about. Yeah, there we go.
Great. Rhyme and reason for everything.
Yeah. That's just meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we get into our Am I the A-Hole romance / Valentine's Day edition.
Let's do it, guys.
Am I the a-hole for reading romance novels despite it making my boyfriend uncomfortable? I, 29 female, am a huge lover of romance novels. Doesn't matter how bad or trashy they are. They're just fun to just veg out to as they require very little focus. I do enjoy more nuanced books too, but they require more focus, and I don't always have the energy for that. I've currently been binging all of Susan Trombley's books. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you like the sci-fi fantasy romance novels. Hey, I haven't heard of those. Maybe we should check them out. My boyfriend, 30 male, has never liked me reading these kinds of books in our 2 years of dating as they make him, quote, uncomfortable. So I stopped reading them around him. I figure while not every book in this genre is pornographic, a fair few are. So that was likely why he was uncomfortable, so I didn't push it further. We are discussing moving in together, and he has told me he doesn't want my books on the bookshelves as it's embarrassing to have them out in the open like that. I told him if he'd prefer, I'll keep them on a bookshelf that isn't in the living room of the house where guests could see it, but no, turns out he doesn't want them on a bookshelf at all. I ended up asking him what the F his issue was and told him they were harmless. He has told me I make him feel uncomfortable by enjoying these kinds of books as they seem low intelligence, and that I also make him feel less like he's not enough. I told him that he was of course enough and pointed out how him watching doesn't mean I am not enough for him, does it? But he refuses to see the similarity. I always figured it was harmless to read these kinds of books. I don't get why it makes him so uncomfortable. Maybe I'm the a-hole for still reading them despite knowing he feels this way. Question mark.
Did it say he does watch?
It doesn't say that he does, but it implies that he does.
Okay. Yeah.
It implies that it would be the same thing, which I would argue with her that it's not even the same thing.
It's not even the same thing, but it's always like an extra layer of ridiculousness when they do. You know? It's like, oh, really? Okay.
Extra hypocritical.
She's not the a-hole, in my opinion, for reading this. They need to have a real sit-down talk about, like, what's going on there. Maybe he needs to try reading it and see. Because, give me a break.
Give me a break. Yeah, the internet also voted her not the a-hole. I don't think she is either. I mean, I could go on for days about how I feel about this. I'm sure a lot of you guys could too. Yeah. I feel like this is a very, very deep topic, which at the root of it is an inability to acknowledge women's creations or women's creative works as having as much legitimacy as others. And also has a lot to do with centering female want, desire, and pleasure being not okay with a lot of people. And making people uncomfortable. And hey, even if it was considered, what he's saying it to be, that would also be fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's a way to delegitimize a lot of women's work and writing, honestly. Yeah. I think that's a big part of it. But telling her she can't even have it on a bookshelf at all. She's like, I get it if you don't want it in the living room. Not everyone wants to see all my romance novels everywhere, even though most people probably wouldn't even notice. But I can't even imagine if my husband was like, you can't have any of your fantasy romance, your romance, or your smut, even in a bookshelf in your book room or in the bedroom or anything. That would be insane to me.
Well, I would put out so many more. I would have 10 more on the shelf every day. I'm just like that though. I'd go so much harder.
Some of the most scandalous books I own, you can't even tell from the cover what they're even about.
Yeah.
So how does he even know? You know what I mean? It's I don't know. That bothers me too. Because then it's are you going to sit there and go through every single one of my books and screen them to make sure that there's no content that you would consider to be inappropriate? And also, who gets to decide that?
Yeah.
Too?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I very rarely tell someone to break up with their boyfriend. But if this person was my client, I might be maybe think about that. Just a little bit. Maybe consider why he has such a problem with it. Maybe.
Yeah. Because does he even understand why he does? Like they need to, that's why they need to like really talk about what is going on there. That needs a bigger discussion for sure.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's deep seated on like a societal level, but like also like on an individual level, of course. And so I guess I just don't like the line. Like, okay, so is it okay for me to read like a book like that has like closed door romance, or is that also inappropriate to you? Like, do you get to draw the line? If so, are you going to read every book to make sure that it's appropriate for me to keep in the house before I keep it in the house? Like, that seems completely insane to me.
Well, because I mean, even like the topic of, let's say, cheating is, you know, it's not always physical, right? It's emotional. So if I have a completely closed door book that I'm reading where there's intense emotion going on, obviously I'm reading it between two characters. I'm not in it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm emotionally invested. Obviously that's not cheating, right? It's the same thing. It's just physical element.
Are you allowed to read like horror books, or is he going to be like, no, you might go around like doing bad illegal stuff? Or...
Some people would think that.
Yeah.
Then you need to, then is it worth a discussion, or you just need to say goodbye? You dummy. Does reading, and that goes back to what we've talked about many times, does what you read make you either who you are or what you want and desire? No. How many people do we know, guys especially, who love Stephen King books, you know? Are they going to go be, you know, whatever? He has so many different, like I have a million.
Go crawl in the gutter and become, what's his name?
You want to be it? Well, my life's ruined. Like, you're going to be a clown scaring little children? Well,
that's how crazy it sounds.
That's
how crazy it sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, just calling it what it is. Yeah. That's crazy. But really, yeah.
So we're going with not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole.
See what you guys have to say about that.
Am I the a-hole for locking up my romance novels so my husband can't throw them away? Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. Original post, I love romance. To be clear, I don't enjoy self-inserts or wish fulfillment romance where I'm the target. I don't even know. Those like books that you put your name in it. You fill it in like Mad Libs. I don't know what that is.
If that's not a thing, I feel like it should be now. What? Imagine. It's just like you're reading, like, I have the Songbird and the Heart of Stone right here because we just did a live about it. Like, you just take Misha's name out of every time it says her name and just write your name in instead. That's crazy. No, that cannot be real. That can't be real.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Okay.
It's like, what's that video game style called? RPG? Roleplay? Games?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that would
I
be
haven't heard of
weird
it, but
don't you usually play those with other people?
Yeah. Okay.
That could go to a weird place. All right, what's happening now?
Okay, so I love reading about two individuals. I specifically love, not me, but the person. I love reading about two individuals falling in love and the idea of eternal love. I read a lot of romance books I enjoy. They mentioned some people. Short stories too, comics, webtoons, manga, everything. Manga.
Yeah.
Not MAGA. My husband recently started having an issue with my romance items. He says they are in the way. I keep my books on a bookshelf. I have my own iPad. Though I prefer physical books, I have my own library card and account. I do half my chores, pay the other half of the bills, do my part around the house. The romance books are not affecting his life in any way, but he hates them. He made a comment about throwing them out and having a fresh start. So I bought a small cabinet dresser to lock them from him and keep my romance novels locked up. My husband tried opening the door of one and found out it was locked. And now he's upset and guilt-tripping me, saying I don't trust him and that I care more about romance novels than him. Am I the a-hole?
I think that we are losing sight of the issue here.
Yeah.
Listen, if you feel like you need to lock up your romance novels from your boyfriend or husband who you live with because you're afraid that they're going to destroy them or throw them away or get rid of them or whatever, that's the problem.
That's a red flag. Where's the red flag guy?
Yeah.
Like he's going to take your personal belongings and ruin them?
Yeah.
That's not okay.
It doesn't really,
ever.
I mean, it's a whole separate issue that it's romance novels. Like, that's a whole separate issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. If he's throwing your stuff away that you care about, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
So, does it make you an a-hole for locking them up? No, but I'm kind of concerned for you.
Yeah.
Your well-being.
So and then the edit says, I came home to my husband trying to put back together a book that I had left. It was flimsy and a couple of pages had already fallen out. He kept apologizing and said he didn't mean to ruin the book. I told him the pages had already fallen out and it wasn't his actions that caused it. I asked him why he was acting this way and what caused this change. I had always liked romance novels, but he only recently changed after we moved into a studio from a 2-bedroom. He admitted he was annoyed that I spent so much time away from him with my romance novels.
So basically what we're going to get out of this episode is that men are not okay.
Wait, okay, so he's jealous of a book. Got it.
Okay.
Like, how can you as a grown adult say that sentence out loud? Okay. When he had a more demanding job and I was in my work from home office, he didn't actually see how much time I read. To him, it felt like I chose romance over him. He was the type to write love letters and do things for his partners, but after 2 ex-girlfriends cheated on him, there we go, he lost that part of himself. He said it was nice when we met because I didn't ask for romantic things. Okay, well, that doesn't mean she didn't want it, but okay. But the more he sees me engrossed in romance novels, the more he feels that I want romance, just not with him. Wait, what? The mental gymnastics that are already happening?
Yeah.
He said that sometimes it felt like I didn't love him because we weren't the kiss good morning, say I love you every day kind of couple. He says I only say it back to him after he says I love you. This is now becoming a relationship issue.
I was going to say, this doesn't seem like it's about the books. Yeah.
But then he remembers the things I did, from putting socks on his feet, okay, blah, 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 to taking him out. I do the little things, big and small. And he remembers that I do love him, and then he makes him feel guilty that he felt that way to begin with. Okay. I asked him what he wanted me to do. He said he didn't know. He apologized for the book thing and said he didn't really want to throw them away. He was just frustrated and hurt. Like we were saying, this is a relationship issue. This has nothing to do with the books. So he has some probs. He has some trust issues from his past relationships that he's carrying over into this relationship, and he's projecting onto these freaking inanimate objects.
Yeah.
It's like a scapegoat for him. Like, he doesn't want to talk about his feelings, so he's going to make romance novels his problem. That's crazy. And it's funny because it's not even about like smut or anything like that. It's literally, he has a problem, it sounds like, with love stories.
Yeah.
Does he hide, like, does he ban all love shows? Like, and drama shows like that?
No rom-coms in this house.
No rom-coms in this house. No, you might get the wrong idea. Also, here we go. I feel like a lot of guys that have issues with, and I am generalizing, these purposely.
I don't care.
Yeah. These issues with either smut or anything in relationships with books, love stories, what have you, it's because they are insecure that they know already they're not doing enough in whatever have you, whatever capacity.
Not only not doing enough, but they might actively be doing bad stuff.
Yeah, and they're gonna and they know that their girl or their guy is gonna see how they should be treated, how things should happen, and they're scared that their significant other is gonna be like, wait a second, I'm not being treated right.
Yeah, it's like this isn't just a fantasy. It's like I'm not being treated with like the basic like tenets of like respect and love that a relationship should have. And after reading so many of those stories, perhaps that person might pick up on that and hold you accountable for your own actions or lack thereof. That must be scary.
Yeah. Like, here's a thought: do better.
Yeah.
Or do bare minimum at the least. Like,
yeah. Do bare minimum, and then don't be surprised when she leaves you for someone who's not going to do the bare minimum.
Yeah, like, way to push her, and also way to push her away more. Like, you're worried that she's going to see these love stories and start wanting more from you, like basic love. And so you're going to freak out about her seeing that. Oh, okay, that's going to go over great.
Well, because like, let's just talk about it for a second. Let's break it down. Okay. Guys are always like, you know, or not always, but like a lot of the critiques we get about the books that we like to read that include romance is that they set unrealistic expectations for men, right? That's the fear. Okay. And I can't speak for all women, you know, but I can speak for myself. And, you know, I think that you agree with me on a lot of this. It's like, do we expect our men to be 7 feet tall? No. Do we expect them to have magic? No. Do we expect them to have wings and be 500-year-old, you know, fighters, like warriors? No. We don't. We know that we're not dumb. Like, we know all those things are unrealistic. What do we want? Someone who pays attention to how we are feeling. Yeah. Someone who's attentive to our lives. Yep. Someone who cares about what's going on with us and the people we care about. Yeah. Like, those things are what we see lots of times in those types of books that make us love those characters so much. It's not, it's like, are the wings great? Yeah. Yeah. You know, it is being 7 feet tall and 500 years old amazing? Sure. But those at the end of the day are not the things that create a character that sticks with us and makes us really appreciate them. Yeah. It's all the other stuff. Yeah. And I think that at the deep root of it, it's like that is what guys are afraid of. They're afraid that we'll figure out we deserve those things in real life. Yeah. Not the wings and the 500 years, but just basic love and affection. Yeah. And to that we say... companionship. Companionship. And to be a partner. Yeah. Yeah. And to that we say what? And to that we say, she is not the a-hole. He is the a-hole. Get out. Get out. You're not even worth it anymore. Goodbye. And obviously she was voted as not the a-hole. Obviously. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. All right. I mean, look at, okay, we've talked about how, what is that? I can never remember the show that my husband watches. So bad on me. But there's so many of those. You need to find out. I need to find out. Up so much. I know, because it's the one he loves the most, I think. I mean, he watches, you know, he filters through a lot, like SWAT Team, SEALs, like all those names, and they all blur together to me. So there's the one with the guy with the voice like this. And I'm just like, to me, some of the books we read they're exactly that. So you have the action pack, whatever going on, even if it's a fantasy and war, and then you have the romance going involved. That's the same thing. That show is marketed not strictly, but geared towards men. And I'm not over here like, oh my gosh, you're gonna like leave me because the way that they love each other is different than what we're depicted at. Like, what? Yeah. Give me a break. Yeah, it's like look at Game of Thrones. That was majority, I would say, male audience. It was everybody appreciated it, but like men were like rooting for it. I would say, you know, look at how much smut's in that, because most of them didn't read the books. Most of them watched the movies, and they're not freaking out about. I mean, they shouldn't freak out about books. Come on. Yeah. Lost my train of thought. I think that it just boils down to the fact that, I mean, it's the same old. It's like, you don't want women to read things that are written for us, that center us, because because you're so used to everything in this world rotating around you and your needs, that to have that challenged is extremely disorienting for you. And I don't care. Yeah. To that, dude, this guy with this book in particular, like basically like being jealous of the book, don't have kids with that guy. Good luck. Because as soon as a kid is involved and he's not centered anymore, ooh, watch out. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Issues. Yeah. So, all right, let's lighten up the mood with Valentine's Day. Am I the a-hole? This one was maybe. I don't know. I'm like, this definitely isn't light, but it's, you know, it's a little different. So, am I the a-hole for expecting my partner to not send roses to their ex for Valentine's Day? Oh. Yikes. Last year was the first time I have ever received roses for Valentine's Day by my partner, who would tell me they were in love with me, tell me that they were mine, and had my son ask me to be their wife. Fast forward a few months, and I find out they sent their ex roses, red ones, of course, for Valentine's Day. When I found out, I was exceptionally upset, but my partner accused me of overthinking it, said that they would always love their ex, and I shouldn't feel threatened or insecure.
Roses?
I don't know if the ex got a card with the ones they received, but I didn't with mine. Personally, I think that was to give them plausible deniability. They could claim they didn't send me anything or ask me to marry them because technically that's true. Am I the a-hole for expecting that red roses are for the person you're in a relationship with?
This is just an ex. Like, that's just an ex.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's
like
nothing else on there. Yep.
What?
What?
Why would you ever send anything to an ex? That's an ex for a reason. They're out of your life. Even if you're the magical unicorns that can remain friends, why would you send roses to them on Valentine's Day if you weren't still doing something on the side?
It's weird. Or hoping that something was going to happen.
Leave now or forever hold your peace.
If I ever got roses from one of my ex-boyfriends, I would be so freaked out and horrified. I would I would just be like, what in the actual heck is even going on? Like, how do they even know where I live? I don't know. It would just be like super crazy. I can't even imagine. If my husband ever sent, I mean, this is so out of the realm of possibility, it just cracks me up. But it's like, if my husband ever sent roses to one of his exes, I'd be like, what? Like, that, I would be upset too. I would be in complete and utter disbelief, but obviously I'd be like, who does that?
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no getting out of that one. Why?
And then to tell her,
no, absolutely not. You're done, because it's so much deeper than that. There's no way it's just roses.
Well, he told her not to overthink it, so it's probably fine, right?
Oh, well, okay. In that case, forget everything we said.
Yeah. He says not to overthink it, and we're just being insecure.
Okay. I don't even need to overthink it. It's just on the surface. It's what it is. Think it. Just a thought, a quick, nope. That's what don't need any more thinking than that. You're right. He's right. Don't overthink it because it's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah. No need to look deeper.
He just like did that weird tricky lie thing where it's like, don't overthink it because you don't need to. It's really bad. You know, like you forgot to say the rest out loud.
I feel that this episode is just turning into a like, what did he do wrong episode.
That's Valentine's Day.
And that's okay. Yeah, obviously she was voted not the a-hole, but like seriously, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
No. Word to the wise. Don't do that.
I can't think of any scenario when that would be okay.
No. I was reading one at one point when we were going through these.
My mind
I didn't
just
pick
went
it
to somewhere really, really
where
dark.
It was like there was an ex like wife that's the mother of his child that they still see, and she was upset about that, and I'm like, yeah, and the whole post was like, that's when you send it for Mother's Day is fine because it's your mother of your child, but still Valentine's Day, no, it's inherently romantic. Even though like we joke at the beginning, it's still true. Like make it whatever you want it to be. Make sure if you're in a relationship, make sure they're aware of what you want it to be though. Like from before, like not the day of, like not after the fact when you're caught sending roses to other people, you know, like make it clear. This is a day that we love on our family, that we send our mothers flowers. Sure. Like, or, you know, don't send your baby mama roses behind their back on Valentine's Day because it sends a mixed message. And I think it's deliberate. I think it's testing the waters. It's seeing, is there a little love there still?
Yeah.
You that shouldn't, and if they're a crazy ex-wife and they're expecting that, that's on her. You don't bring that to the new relationship. That's weird.
I feel like it's also completely different. Like, let's say that you have an ex who's still in your life because you share a child and you're in a new relationship. Let's say you wanted to send them flowers, let's say like what you said on Mother's Day.
Yeah,
then
Mother's Day is fine.
Your new wife or your new girlfriend, you say, hey, would it be okay with you if we sent her flowers from the kid?
Yeah, exactly.
For Mother's Day. And then that your partner would probably be like, oh, that's fine, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
And that's completely different scenario.
Yeah.
Completely different.
You know, don't send any exes roses on Valentine's Day. Don't do it.
Just don't do it. If someone needed to tell you that, we're telling you that.
They're showing you who they are when they do that. If they've done it. There you go. Okay. So here we go. Am I the a-hole for not really liking my boyfriend's Valentine's gift? Uh-oh. Let's see. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 2 years. Every holiday and birthday, I get him a sentimental gift that corresponds with an interest of his, or just something I make. For example, on his birthday a couple of years ago, I got him a commissioned painting of us, and for the following Valentine's Day, I got him a locket with my eye painted inside of it, and some other treats and a loving note. So try not to yuck anybody's
just
yum
in case
here.
Any of you guys needed Valentine's Day gift ideas.
It's a little creepy. Okay, there, I said it. At least what I'm visualizing. Okay. Maybe it's not. Okay. Also, sometimes make photo collages of us for his apartment. He's not really the sentimental type. They have to be like college or high school. I don't know. For Christmas, he got me a skirt and a top for Christmas mass, and we were going to that day. While I got him a cast iron pan with his name engraved on it. He likes to cook. And a sweater vest he asked for. I also frequently send him gift ideas for me because he really isn't he's just not the creative type, and that's totally okay. It is just the thought that counts. But this Valentine's Day really got to me. I may be over exaggerating, I don't know, but it just really disappointed me. We both agreed to make gifts for under $50. So in my head, this meant we were going to make each other something sentimental. So I bought some discounted yarn and made him a huge blanket. He loved it. His family loved it. It took me hours. I was really excited to give it to him. However, he got me a pen with my name engraved on it and a small stuffed elephant from Amazon that won't get here until the end of the month. Oh. I've never indicated I wanted either of these things or had. Oh, you don't want a little stuffed bear that you can get anywhere? Okay.
And a pen. Oh,
sorry,
with your
elephant.
name on it.
Sorry. Okay. I've never indicated I wanted these things or had an interest in these things. In fact, I've demonstrated quite the opposite. I like music and pictures and handmade things and candles and soaps. So this gift was very weird to me. He didn't really have an explanation for the pen. He said he knows that I get him things with personalized touch, so he got a personalized pen for me, which is kind of sweet. I don't know. It was just off. I could tell he didn't put much thought into it. Yeah, for sure. Am I over-exaggerating this? Elephant not getting here until the end of the month kind of irked me too. Yeah, like you're on Amazon. You couldn't find anything that gets there next day shipping?
Yeah.
Come on. The elephant's not getting here. Considering it's a normal stuffed elephant that I'm sure Walgreens also has.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go to the store at that point.
I have sent him ideas for gifts for me for Valentine's Day ahead of time too, and none look anything like that. Well, what say you?
So is she the a-hole for getting upset about this? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah, is she an a-hole for not liking it?
Okay. This is what I think. I think that if otherwise you guys are in a pretty good relationship, then you could give him a free pass. You could feel upset, but cut him a little slack. It's not like the end of the world. It's not that big of a deal. However, I wonder if he almost, like she's saying he didn't put too much thought into it. I wonder if he overthought it.
Yeah, I was thinking while I was doing this, the Chandler Monica episode where they have to make a present, and they're both like panicking.
So I almost wonder if he just didn't know what to do and froze up and was like, okay, I guess I'll just get this because we have this $50 limit and it has to be personalized and she's always so good at it. I don't know what to do because she's always so thoughtful and good at crafting and I suck at crafting, and just kind of spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
I'd say if he's a repeat offender though, then be upset. But if this is the one time that he kind of dropped the ball, then I don't know. Maybe you don't have to be happy about it, but I wouldn't hold it against him too hard.
Yeah, and considering she told us about other gifts that he's given her that she liked, doesn't sound like he's a repeat offender. Might be a quick conversation to have, and maybe saying I'm going to make you something, but you don't have to do that, take some of that pressure off maybe. Cause it sounds like it was out of his wheelhouse to do it. However, yeah, let's say it's not any of that. That's playing devil's advocate for sure.
Okay.
Maybe he's just crappy and should have tried harder. In which case, okay. But like you said, we kind of have to look at the entire relationship as a whole, past gifting, what's gone down, and then form a more solid conclusion. But they do sound this sounds very young. This sounds like a lot of qualms that I had with my high school boyfriend of stupid stuff like that.
Like, he didn't put any effort in my Valentine's Day present. Yeah. It's like, well, okay.
No. Yeah.
Is this your husband you've been married to for 15 years, or is this literally your junior high boyfriend?
Yeah.
Like, there's a big difference there. Does it say ages?
No, not this time. Usually that means something.
What did they vote? What did they vote?
The vote was that everyone sucks. And I think that's a little bit dramatic because obviously she's not, I mean, she didn't say she had a meltdown, but it's just saying, like, she's coming for advice. Like, basically, I'm not liking it. What should I do? Mm-hmm. And I don't think you suck for not knowing how to feel about that, you know? I think that's a little harsh. This is the first time I don't agree with the thing. I don't think she's being an a-hole necessarily. It depends how she handled it. We don't know. But I think they need to talk about expectations moving forward and make sure clear communication. Well, but she said clearly he's not a crafter. Like, come on. I could never ask my husband to, although that might be funny. I might have to do it.
You'd have to go into it knowing it would be a disaster.
Yeah. Then that's what she probably should have had that mindset of. Like, I know he doesn't make things, but you can't just hope somebody suddenly randomly knows how to craft, you know? That doesn't.
Yeah. Totally. And there's a big difference, too, like, between him being like, you know, I really just didn't know what to do. I don't know how to do crafts. Like, I did my best. I'm sorry. And him being like, here's your crap. You know what I mean? Like, it could have gone either way.
The elephant thing, that's the only thing that's, like, really throwing me off.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
Like, go to the store. Like, just go
it's
to
like
if you just want
either it came with it or he was like, oh, she said elephants were cute once and then didn't put any thought into it or didn't actually order it, you know? That's weird. For Amazon, like, come on. It's not going to be a special. Just pick something. Just go to the store, like you said. Like, come on. You can't do better than that.
I know.
The pen was fine. It wasn't even the pen that's the problem. It's the random elephant with it that's, like, throwing it off. That makes it cheesy, too.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
So we need more information.
Yeah.
Am I the a-hole for being upset that my boyfriend sent me a Venmo request for Valentine's Day dinner?
Oh, yes. You're not the a-hole. Wait. No, you're not. You should be upset. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
All right. About 2 days before Valentine's Day, I brought it up to my boyfriend, and he went on a 2-minute tirade about how it's a stupid, meaningless, made-up holiday, and it makes him feel obligated. Last year, we sort of went through the same thing, but he got on board and really enjoyed the special things I did for him. I have mentioned Valentine's Day plans several times over the last couple months, so his irritation took the wind out of my sails. I don't want him to have to get on board every year or feel obligated to do special things for me, and it also made me feel like I haven't been heard, because if he'd been hearing me, how could he be surprised that I got you something and or wanted to celebrate Valentine's Day? I told him I'd save my gifts for his birthday because rather not do Valentine's Day or have him figure out a different day to celebrate than feel disappointed that he wasn't into it. Telling someone you got them a present and the reaction essentially being, now I have to do something for you, as opposed to pleasure, made me not want to do it. It should be an enjoyable, reciprocal experience. He called and convinced me to do Valentine's Day. He said he thought on it and really wanted to celebrate with me. He still thought the holiday itself was dumb, but celebrating our love wasn't, and he wanted to make me feel special. Okay.
Yeah.
Day of asked me what I'd like for dinner, and his response was, I knew you'd say that place. You've been wanting it. Let's get, like, the restaurant name that they want to go to. I got to... I don't know what she means to say by this. Oh, I got to his place, and he'd gotten me a bouquet, M&Ms, and some bubbly for us. I bought lingerie, got him an Our Adventure book photo album from the movie Up with a note on the front page and put a picture of us inside. Ordered specially made grape soda pins for us, like the movie. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Like the movie. Yeah.
Got it. And handmade him a blanket. Like, apparently we need to be hand-making blankets for people for Valentine's Day. Like, we're slacking off.
Yeah.
Okay. And handmade him a blanket with fabric of his favorite baseball team. I'd actually had more planned, but canceled when I thought we weren't going to celebrate. My boyfriend and I do usually split the cost of ordering dinner, with an exception every once in a while, you know, when something is special. He didn't get me gifts aside from flowers and the sparkling wine, which is fine, but I assume from the way he'd asked about dinner earlier that he'd pay for it. Last night, he sent me a Venmo request for my half. I asked him about it, expressed that I thought he'd pay, and he got upset and said it made him feel like what he'd done wasn't good enough, and it reinforced his feelings of obligation surrounding the holiday. I love giving my boyfriend gifts and making him feel special, but I felt like I put so much thought, time, effort, and money into my gifts for him, then to me, it felt in poor taste to ask me to pay for dinner. It wasn't a lot of money, but it's the principle of doing thoughtful things to treat your partner as I felt that I had, so it made me feel a little underappreciated. Am I the a-hole? I know that's a tough one. That's how I felt about it, too.
What was the title again?
The title was, Am I the a-hole for being upset that my boyfriend sent me a Venmo request for Valentine's Day dinner?
Okay. Well, so did he, from what I heard, he technically invited her to have dinner for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, he was like, remember that place that you said you really wanted to try? Maybe let's go there. I think what's throwing me off, because normally I would say, it kind of sounds like it's both of your guys' fault because you need to communicate better.
Right.
What leads me to not say that is that he didn't want to do Valentine's Day at all.
Yeah.
And she basically was like, well, that sucks because I really like Valentine's Day, but fine. And then he came back and invited her to dinner.
Exactly. So let's fall on basic etiquette rules. Say, when you ask someone to dinner, you pay. Right? So at the bare
unless
minimum.
It's like a mutual friends thing where everyone's getting together.
Right.
Or
yeah,
like, that's
but like
different.
in this case, you know, that's what it'd have to be. You know,
I know.
I just
seems
can't imagine like Valentine's Day, even me doing it. Taking like even if he was, you know, back when he was my boyfriend, you know, my husband, and saying, I'm going to take you to that place you've been wanting. And then it's like, well, then just go. Like, hey, that place you've been wanting, go eat there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It like took some of the specialness out of it by him. Because I can't imagine Venmo requesting my significant other.
No. Well, it's like, it's one of
Valentine.
those things where it's like, you know, my husband and I, we split everything 50-50 except for when it's a special occasion. So like on his birthday, for example, if he wants to go out, I'll take him to dinner. That would be like me taking him to dinner for his birthday and then literally Venmo requesting.
Yeah.
him. That's crazy.
I want to know if the Venmo request for her was like down to the penny. Because I feel like it probably is. Like itemized bill. This is what you ordered. You know?
He includes his therapy bill for like hating Valentine's Day also.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that she like rearranged her brain, rearranged her gifts, and then he convinced her to do it anyways. And then he just went to the market and got her flowers and some champagne. And she, meanwhile, like essentially lavished him with gifts, which like I understand gifting doesn't have to be equal, but he should read the room and say, I'll pay for dinner. I got this.
Yeah. Or like why, it just seems weird to me that he would like go out of his way to say, I don't want to do Valentine's Day. Wait, yes, I do. But you have to pay for half of the dinner I invited you to after telling you that I didn't want to do it at all and crushing your dreams.
Yeah. It's weird.
Like maybe it's like he was so close to almost making it up to her.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, so close. And also already too much work. Get out. That's my answer to all these people. Just leave.
I know.
Stop.
Just break up.
Protect your peace, guys.
Break up.
Protect your peace. Break up, everybody.
Like, and that's the thing. I feel like, you know, both of us being fairly independent people, it's like we don't ever expect a guy to like pay. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like we're fine paying 50-50. That's cool. We can pay our own way. This is just different because it's like, what are you doing? Why'd you invite her to dinner then?
He
She
made
can take
it
her own
weird.
self to dinner.
Like,
he made it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I want to just say to her, does it say how old she is here? It doesn't. Okay. Well, I'm going to impart a little bit of like late 30s wisdom onto you. You can have just as much fun by yourself celebrating Valentine's Day. That restaurant you wanted to go to, you could go to it. And then you could eat all the things you want and get dessert and have a grand old time. And then you could go to the store and you could buy yourself flowers and you could buy yourself candy and you could buy yourself champagne and you could go home and you could watch the movie you want without anyone complaining about not wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, the great Miley Cyrus once said, I can buy myself flowers. I can write my name in the sand. I can, what else does she do? I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. I can make my own money, do whatever I can. I don't know. That's not right.
Yeah.
Well, you know
that's
how
not right, but you get the gist.
You get the gist. That's what the whole song's about. She's like,
the whole point of having a partner to go to Valentine's Day dinner with you is to enjoy their company. If they're ruining your Valentine's Day, that's not enjoying your company. Like, that's not a good time.
I wouldn't ever want to be in a relationship where we're just roommates, essentially. You know? So, like, that's kind of how he treated her, I felt, in that situation.
Here's your bill.
Here's your bill.
Here's your bill for Valentine's
You're
Day
welcome
dinner.
for
I'm gonna
joining
make sure,
you. Like, I don't know.
I'm going to make sure to suck all the romance out of it.
Yeah, a romantic holiday, especially because this is a romantic holiday, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, way to be romantic.
Yeah. Well, the internet says not the a-hole.
She's not the a-hole for being upset.
Correct, for being
about
upset.
getting Venmo'd by her boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. If you're going to do
because
it,
it's all...
he doesn't understand Valentine's Day at all.
No.
Somebody throw a dictionary
Maybe
in his head.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
I was going to say, maybe he just, like, he's always hated Valentine's Day so much that he's never celebrated. He doesn't know how it works. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt for a second.
Sure.
Like, maybe sit him down and be like...
second's over.
Yeah. Like... Here's what Valentine's Day is. It's a day for us to show our appreciation of each other and also have a good time. I want to enjoy it. Venmo requesting me for $30.50 is, like, not romantic.
Yeah. You ruined it.
Congratulations. Maybe that's his plan.
Maybe that is his plan.
Maybe that's his diabolical plan.
Or he's like one of those guys that's like, because he said he doesn't like believe in the holiday and whatever. You don't have to believe in Cupid, okay? Even Miss Scrooge over here.
Don't believe in the holiday. Yeah. Sorry, it's there. You don't need to believe in it for it to be real.
It's just, stop overthinking it. Coming from somebody who doesn't love Valentine's Day, we still always do something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Valentine's Day. I feel like my husband's kind of like, he does a little something because he knows that I like it. I don't know that he really cares about it, but like, that's special to me that, like, he goes out of his way to do, like, something, even if it's just a small little thing, just to remind me that he remembers that, like, it's important to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, we don't. I specifically, because I worked in restaurants for so long, I don't ever want to go out on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
So we do like a special at-home dinner, like crab legs, surf and turf, something like that. And I love cooking, so like I don't mind doing that. And that's not something we ever have, you know? So it's still special, and I can't stand being out on Valentine's Day. But yeah, I don't mind getting flowers, you know, and stuff like that, and get my boo some chocolates and stuff, you know, whatever. It doesn't have to be grand, it doesn't have to be huge, but yeah. It's
just a nice little, like, acknowledgement
gesture
of... Yeah, it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, because we don't usually go out on Valentine's Day either for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to have to deal with all the hoopla. I am vegan, so it's already hard enough for me to find food options, and they all have those weird amended menus.
Yes, exactly. I hate being... I like options, and prefix menus are not where it's at, in my opinion. Unless I'm specifically going to a restaurant that is, you know, that's like Michelin, whatever... You know,
like fancy on purpose.
Fancy on purpose, not just like, you know, I worked at Yard House and they're like, oh, we have a limited menu tonight. And it's like the same stupid stuff they already have, but like 3 items. It's like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, here's a PSA. If there's any guys listening to this, don't Venmo request your significant other for Valentine's Day dinner.
At the one day. Like,
don't do it.
Pay the $20. Come on.
Decided arrangement.
Yeah, of course.
This is the thing. I feel like communication is key. Yeah. This is what should have happened. Okay, fine. We can celebrate Valentine's Day by going out to dinner.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. You're paying for your half. Give her the option going into it, because then she can sit here and say, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Then now she has the option to decide, that's not a romantic dinner, that's a roommate dinner. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he even did it the next day, too, is kind of weird. Did they get a fight? I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe. Oh, my God. That's like him spite. Like, out of spite. He's like, I'm going to Venmo request you for that.
Yeah. Let's, like, not even discuss at the table here. Like, let's both throw our cards down. Just split it. You know, the fact that it's Venmo. Yeah, it's all weird. It's all weird. It's all weird. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
All right. Let's go on to the next one.
All right. What do you got?
Am I the a-hole for getting my boyfriend flowers on Valentine's Day? I got my boyfriend a card, flowers, and a gift for Valentine's Day. He had gotten me a lot of gifts and a huge bouquet. My friend said that I embarrassed him by treating him like a girl. I should not have gotten him flowers. I also feel embarrassed now because he spoiled me and his gifts were a lot more expensive than I can afford. I didn't want to treat him like a girl. I just thought he would like pretty flowers. What do we think about that?
Okay. Well, I know exactly how I feel about this.
Good. Go.
By saying in a bad way, you're treating me like a girl, that means that you're using girl interchangeably with something negative or as an insult. That is problematic.
Yeah, that needs to be digested all on its own, quite frankly.
Yeah, so I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I treated you like a girl. What does that mean? That I treated you well, like someone I would appreciate, like someone who deserves flowers and enjoys nice things?
Yeah.
Because if that's what you mean, then you're right. I did treat you like a girl.
Yeah.
If you mean it in a bad way, like something that you don't want to be because being considered girly or feminine is wrong, then you can take this bouquet and stick it you know where.
Yeah. Well, he's not saying it. That girl's saying it. Or the person that she's talking to.
Wait, he didn't say that?
He didn't
Someone
say
else
that.
said it.
Her friend said that. I don't know the gender.
So her friend said you're treating your boyfriend like a girl.
Yeah.
But the boyfriend didn't
We
say
don't
that,
have
so
any comments about the boyfriend. No.
Okay. Well, then
ditch the friend.
Same thing,
Give me a break.
but to the friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Like, do I think that... I mean, I don't know. My husband likes freaking flowers more than me.
That's why I wanted to talk about this. Because I was like, you guys, like, let's get this onto a primal level here. Why are flowers? When have flowers? How are they genderless? You look at a flower,
they're
it's
literally
pretty,
plants.
Not. The end. Like, there's nothing deeper than that. It's a plant. It's a plant, man. How many men don't love plants? My husband handpicked all of the flowers in our yard because I was super pregnant and couldn't be freaking bothered. I'm like, just get it, just make it look good. I wanted a lemon tree and a lime tree. Other than that, I couldn't care less. Like, I don't care about that stuff usually. I care more now.
Same.
But like, and he picked out all the flowers, and the flower bush that he picked, whatever it's called, gorgeous. Some of my favorite. They're like kind of adjacent to like a Juliet rose. It's like kind of like chrysanthemum a little bit. I don't know what they are, but when they bloom, they are so pretty. I'm like, well done, dude. You picked it.
Yeah. Who's the gardener in our family? Is it me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, my husband's sitting here, he gets a freaking magazine in the mail that's like dahlias. Like, literally, it's like called dahlias, I think. Or like, whatever. Like, he orders like seeds and stuff in the mail. Is that me? Am I doing that? Like, absolutely not. So yeah, it's like when did flowers become gendered? That's odd to me. That has to be some kind of like, Valentine's Day campaign that got run sometime in the 1950s by like a department store or something.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Think about it, like, I've changed my mind. I told my husband, like, I used to be like, I don't need flowers. It's more because financially, like I was like, they don't make sense. They just die. But now I'm like, in my old age, I'm like, I don't mind flowers every once in a while, go ahead. Give me the ones I like, but like, don't give me some random. But yeah, I don't mind them anymore. Go ahead. We have a little bit of money to burn. No, I'm just kidding. We don't, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you can afford flowers.
Also,
so like,
I can afford flowers. I'm not a starving college kid anymore, but like, and also, we have little girls, so I want them to have like a good example of what love should look like sometimes, so especially with Valentine's Day too. That's why I'm kind of embracing it more, because they should have examples, not just like a grumpy mom, about it. So, but even though I always didn't want flowers, and now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm going to like ask my husband, like, do you want flowers? Because I've never gotten him flowers. I've never gotten a guy flowers. And so it made me think about it. Made me think, what if my man wants flowers for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanan likes to plant flars.
Maybe
Does
get
he want
him
me
some
to-
flowers
Oh,
to
I'll
plant.
ask him some.
Or like a bush.
Oh, that's
or
actually
a tree.
good idea. A bush.
I don't know.
Just buy him a bush. Buy him a little bush. A shrub.
I mean, that's cute, I think. If you like got him a special,
Totally.
like, or even like an apple tree or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, apple trees are a point of contention in our family because we had 3 in our rental yard and he hates them.
Don't do that then.
No, I won't do that. But no, I mean, actually, like ordering him something or like maybe getting him a
Get
gift
him some
card to
friggin'
his,
dahlias,
like, plant
it sounds
store.
like.
Yeah, he loves those things.
I know, those are my favorite flowers too. They're so pretty. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good idea. Maybe we should inquire. For me, it's like, I like getting flowers from Kanan because it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, that's all. It's not like I'm obsessed with them or anything like that. It's more so just like he went and he picked them out and he got them for me. That's it. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm starting to see that now.
I'm like, what were we even talking about? Oh, okay. I'm like, what
We're
was
just
the
talking
point
about
of
flowers
this?
now.
How did we get off
Yeah,
on
so
this
maybe men
tangent?
want flowers too. That's why I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about this. Kind of like a
feel
PSA.
like-
You know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Find out. Does your boo want flowers? Yeah, they might.
Yeah.
Why not?
And tell your weird friend that they're not in your relationship and maybe ask him. Because I want to know the perspective of the guy in the relationship.
Doesn't have an
like,
update
and-
or anything. So
Yeah. What did the internet say?
yeah, not the a-hole. A lot of
come
people
on.
were commenting, I'm a guy and I would love to get flowers for the first time. Okay, this is so sad. You want to hear this? Okay, this
Yeah, I
commenter
do,
said,
of course.
they were literally at the store getting their boyfriend flowers for the first time right now when they were reading this in the checkout line. They said, did you know that most men get their first set of flowers at their funeral?
That's so
gonna
depressing. Literally, their ghost is up there like, these are my first flowers.
Like, that's so sad. So now I'm gonna get them for my husband at some point, if not Valentine's Day. Because, like, that, you can't, like...
That's what the card will
Literally
say. Like,
tearing
that's...
up. It's so crazy. This took a
talked
turn.
about so many like sad topics like on this podcast, and this is the one that throws us over the edge. The men need flowers too.
Like,
that's it.
well, I just can't even whatever we're talking about. Like, to have something for their first time be at your funeral, so you're dead and you don't even get to enjoy it. That's depressing.
Yep.
That's something so simple though, is like flowers. Like, that's just a simple why. Like, because it got gendered somewhere in our history.
Yeah, that's strange.
Degender
in different
the
cultures,
flower.
it's different.
That sounds
Yeah,
weird too,
totally.
but
That does sound weird, but you know what we
You
mean.
know.
But like, truly though, like I wonder, like, you know, different cultures are probably different. I bet you, like, in different cultures, men do get flowers and it's more customary. Whatever. Do you know anything about this? Are you a flower
they're boutonnieres, but I
anthropologist?
find that quite different.
That's different.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like we make them wear those
that's
as
forced.
part of their like outfit.
Yeah,
you know?
but like, who doesn't love like some pretty fresh flowers out on their counter, you know?
I know. Yeah.
What's not
well,
to
I'm
like?
here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna ask my husband if he's ever let's do some research.
Let's do some research.
Okay, we're gonna do research. I'll ask him if he's ever gotten flowers before because I'm curious now.
And like,
'Cause, I mean,
not because somebody died, you know?
No.
Or something
Yeah, no.
horrific happened.
No, like, you know, because I feel like all of us, got one at a school production or at
graduation,
a dance recital or a graduation or whatever, right? It's like, that's kind of the thing.
Yep.
Kanan, I remember, gosh, it might have been after our first date, sent me a huge bouquet of flowers to my work. I'll never forget that. That was he put a funny card in there. I'll tell you what it said later. But yeah, like, it's just stuff like that. So we'll ask if he's ever gotten flowers because I'm curious.
Yep.
And then if he would like to get some, he'll probably say, I don't care. Like, that's probably what he'll say. But we'll do a little digging and find out what the truth is there.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious now.
Yeah. We'll update next week if we remember.
Yeah.
On the Valentine's cringy episode. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, tons of people commenting. I would love flowers. I wish somebody thought of that for me, you know, like that's
All these guys out there wanting flowers.
So the only guys that
know.
wouldn't like it aren't confident in their masculinity and their sexuality. So I feel that with my whole heart.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's kind of like, to me, like the whole flowers thing being gendered is always what I say when someone negative around me comments on men wearing nail polish or makeup or whatever. And it's like, first of all, nobody, well, now one day I'm not wearing nail polish. Like, nobody's born with their nails painted, you know? Like, we made that up as a society, guys, like to paint your nails. And I think it looks so cool when guys wear nail polish. And then, especially when it's done well, you know, that's any nail polish. And then, same thing with makeup. Men were the first ones to wear makeup. And now it's like crazy and oh wow, that's crazy.
Well, I think
like, give me a break.
I think that it just could go into a really deep philosophical like conversation about like basically gender representation and like our constructs of what gender means. That could be a very deep rabbit hole. But you're right. It's like all these performative things that we do as, you know, that are either feminine or masculine or whatever, oftentimes are just a product of the society in which we live. So maybe just, I don't know, let's try to stop putting labels on that stuff. That's how I feel about guys with, this
Circling
is so
back.
random. No. Yep, this is how I feel about guys with nose rings. Nose rings.
Okay.
It's like, to me, it's a super weirdly masculine thing, and I love it, but I think to the majority of people, it would be considered more feminine.
Oh, huh. Yeah.
But I see a guy with a nose ring, and I'm like, that's 10 out of 10.
Good for you. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, good for you. I bet you like getting flowers.
I think it's like a confidence thing, too. Like, we could go into we can go on to so many rabbit trails here, but it's like, I love nothing more in walking around and people watching and stuff to see people doing what they want to do. Like, against the norms, like whatever that may be. Maybe it be a nose ring, whatever, you know? Wear nail polish if you're a guy, whatever. Like, wear what you want, do what you want. F the friggin' patriarchy and everything in between. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up with a quick smash or pass. Are you going to go first?
I wish I had a Valentine's Day themed one now.
I tried my best also to think of a Valentine's Day one, and I couldn't really. I even like Googled it, and I was like, I can't really find anything. But I am reading Hexed by Emily McIntyre right now, and I'm loving it. And so this one inspired my smash or pass for today. Okay.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, smash or pass, Vanessa from The Little Mermaid.
Smash.
Same.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she's super hot. I don't know what it is about her. I think it's because she's got like evil eyes. I don't know.
Well, it's like Ariel with a different type of hair color and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And like with an edge.
Yeah, with an edge. Ariel with an edge for sure.
And yeah, so that's what Hexed is about. It's about Vanessa's character.
Yeah.
It's like the villain story, you know? Cool. And so I'm really enjoying it. So I had to ask.
When as a child she came on screen with Eric, I'm like, I get it. With Eric. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
I mean, let's be honest. It's like Ariel seems a little bit like I mean, she is. She's like 16. She seems a little bit like childish and like bubbly. And then Eric sees Vanessa and he's like, she's kinky.
Yeah. Listen, I actually don't like her personality. I think it's gonna be like she'd be like evil stepmother vibes.
Yeah.
But I get it. But
she's witchy.
But she's witchy. Well, she is a sea witch, so there you go.
She's a sea witch. She's just, I mean, she's Ursula. Hello. Like, we know what her personality is, but it's like, she's witchy. She's got the evil eyes. There's something about her.
Yeah.
We can't blame him. He got sucked in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This one's a hard one. Okay.
Okay, great.
No. I was trying to think of red characters, so let's go with Ant-Man. I think he wears red.
Wait, Ant-Man? Like
Ant-Man. Paul Rudd.
Like Paul, of course that's a smash. He's so cute.
You know, this might be the only time I'm going to say pass for Paul Rudd. Ant-Man? Okay. No ants for me. You
don't like him as Ant-Man? He's just a man that gets small.
Yeah,
he doesn't
definitely don't like that.
He doesn't turn into an ant, though.
He just
gets small.
I know. I don't like his suit. Makes him look smaller.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
I mean,
don't
he's got
want
a good personality.
I want him to just be a person. Like, just be you, man. You don't need to be something you're not. You don't need to be Ant-Man.
That's like every single superhero. You don't need to be something you're not. Sorry, Superman. Go back. You don't need to be something you're not.
Well, he's a hard pass for me. So
that's crazy.
Superman.
I can't even talk to you about
Never.
that. I can't even. That's crazy. Literally blasphemy. We're done. Jail.
Goodbye. This podcast is over.
It's over. We can't be friends anymore. Although I will say the new Superman, I don't know anything about him, but he looks too young. I don't know. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
So
he looks young, or we look too old, or we're too old.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all right.
too old.
It's okay.
But,
at least we know when there's a line, you know?
I feel like his personality's cute, and he's cute. He's not really my type, but I'm not going to be like a pass on him. Like, yeah, it's fine. Is he my favorite superhero? No, but that's okay.
There you go.
There you go. You heard it here first.
All right. Thank you so much for kicking off Valentine's Day with us. We got one more episode next week. Like we said, we are reading some very cringy Valentine's Day books for you for some research purposes. So we'll report back on how they are. We'll probably post them this week to let you know what we're reading. So that way you guys can jump on it ahead of time. So follow us over on Instagram and TikTok too at Besties the Books Podcast, where on stories you can see what those are going to be. Alrighty. Okay. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe before you go. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Okay. Bye.
Bye.